Hello and welcome back, Raiders and Raiderettes. HSFIV here, also known as Chesty Puller. Um, this is primarily just a video on how to earn points the easy way for free to play players. Um, Pretty much any level can do this. You can get 100,000 points very easily. Now, right here, I just did level 21 of Faction Crypts. That was 4,000 points because I did a super raid. And I used, a rare and an epic. I used weak characters. Right here, I'm using a level 1 Supreme Elhain. Um, a level 1 6 star. I just got her to 6 star, and I'm saving her upgrade. I'll use a barrel on her upgrade for a champion training. It's all about, using the right things at the right time. I'll change my barbarian group up here um, to a more like a standard um, heroes. A lot of these were just easy fragment fusions, so you should be able to get these. Uh, Cronam's free for everybody if you have 3 friends. He's pretty good. I like him. He works better if he's paired with this other character who I also have, but I haven't got her built or leveled up yet, so it doesn't work as well. So we'll just try him without his pairing. And so here's the point, guys. Faction wars. Okay, right now it's on a 2 times. You always go into your clan versus clan um, heads up display and check it out to see what's at 2 times. Right now, Faction Wars is at 2 times. So normally I would get 2,000 points for doing uh, level 21, but right now I'm going to get 4,000 points for doing level 21. Now that lasts throughout the whole CVC until you reach a certain number of points and then it turns off. But you can do, you're not going to run out of 2 times points on faction wars because they allow you to get a lot of points. So you can get 37,000 points from doing faction wars during the CVC. Just faction wars, 37,000 points. I see people at the end of the CVC without 37,000 points. Now, if you can't do level 21, if you're not there yet, or if it's on a day where there's a faction wars that you haven't completed, you can't do level 21, then do level 18. A minimum of level 18. Just about everybody can do level 18, right? But do the highest level that you can and use all of your keys every day, and you're going to get a substantial number of points just for doing faction wars. Plus, you get all the rewards that you get for normally doing faction wars. Now, level 21, unless you're some kind of a Kraken, is not going to be a fast fight. In this case, it's going to be 5.5 minutes, I think, for my Barbarian Faction Wars 21. The hard part is killing the ads because she keeps um, debuffing you, and then you can't hit the ads. But just keep pressing on, and it takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it because you're getting twice as many points. So and in some cases, you do the lower levels, you're not going to get very many points at all. See, that was another 4,000. So we're 3 or 4 minutes into the video, and I've gotten 8,000 points. Now, notice, how quickly this goes. Now, this is only going to be 200 points because it's a much lower level, and I only have so many. I only have 2 keys left, so I have to do a lower level. But I was able to do level 21 twice, and so just today, that was worth 17,000 and some change. But you do that 3 times during Faction Wars. I started out today. I just got back. I was on vacation. See, there's only a few hours left, and I was at 18,000 points. Now I'm at 40,000 points. So I got 17,000 just from doing Faction Wars today, and now unfortunately we're falling behind. This is a personal rewards Faction Wars or CVC, so this is the more important one. Notice here, Faction Wars is 2 times, and Forge objectives are 2 times. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Forge. I'm out of keys until a reset, so I can't do any more Faction Wars right now. I'll do more after the reset today. My time, it's 4 p.m. But I typically just use the rarity and rank charm, and you'll see here, this is a very quick and easy way to make not only CVC points, but you're going to make gold. I'm sorry, you're going to make silver, because most of this is going to be trash. You're going to throw it away. But you get paid for throwing it away. So we'll do it again. I'm running a little bit low on hammers here. This is not the way you want to do it. You don't want to do. I'm looking for a particular piece that I need in Swift Parry, so I'm willing to use a few hammers, but use something. I'll show you here in just a second. Use something that you have like a lot of all the resources. Let's take a look here. Another set that I'm looking for, like resilience here, that's a perfect set because I have 9,000 of everything. So you can just make tons and tons. You could make 20 or 30 million silver just by making stuff and then selling it. Here, I need some fatal. I'm a little bit low on some of the other materials that I need, but I do need some fatal pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and try to make some here. You'll notice I'm only using the rarity and the rank charm because the other charms are basically useless. I'll show you. If you ask for a boot, the chances of you getting a boot, I think, are less if you're requesting a boot. If you are requesting like some sort of a substat, like in this case, I would want an attack substat because this is a fatal set, right? So I would want attack or crit rate. So I'll put it up here and show you what I'm talking about. We'll go with an attack percentage substat, and I probably won't get too many of them. And not only that, but I think it hurts your chances of getting better equipment because now there's more things there that the server has to calculate, and I think it just downgrades what you get. So my trick is to not use any of those other tokens or charms. See here? It's all blue. I got 1 gold. Okay. It's not the worst roll I've ever had, but it's not a good roll. I should be getting between 3,000 and 4,000 every roll. So every 10 pieces that we make at the forge. Somewhere between 3 and 4,000 because it's 2 times right now. So if you're not getting that, it's a really bad roll. See, 2,380, not a great roll. You'll see here, good rolls are like 4,000, over 4,000. Anywhere above 3,500, I'd be happy with that roll. I don't know if you want to call these rolls or pulls or whatever. We're pulling gear, I guess. That's a very, very bad roll. I wanted to check to see if maybe we had consumed all of our points, but no, we haven't. We got a lot of room to go here before we're out of points on the 2 times. So as I was saying, you're going to be getting not just gear, and you're going to get some good pieces. We'll go ahead and try speed substat and see what happens. But you're not going to be just getting gear. You're going to be getting silver because you're going to be selling and cleansing this stuff after you get it. I only have room for about 25 or 30 pieces I desperately need to cleanse, but that's a good roll. See, 4,040 points. So typically I'm going to do 30,000 points at the forge when it's a 2 times, and we're right at about that. By the time I get done pulling this gear, we're going to be right around 30,000 points, which is a pretty easy 30,000 points because there's no downside of this gear thing other than it's a little bit of work to cleanse it. You're getting silver, you're getting some good gear, you're getting some really great pieces, and yeah, you're getting some trash, but you're getting silver for your trash, right? And plus, you're getting the CVC points. And if you fail to do this during CVC, it's a big mistake. The Great Hall just popped up there. I never fix my Great Hall or use my medals in Great Hall except during CVC. And the best way to do that is to, if you can wait, save it for a personal rewards CVC. We were really close when I got back. I was been on vacation for 4 days, so that's why I'm so far behind. But my purpose of making this video is to show you that within a few hours I'll be above my 100,000 minimum requirement, for my clan. I like to go 200,000, but we have a 100,000 minimum requirement, and I wanted to show anyone who's having trouble, that there's so many ways to make these points, and most of the time people don't know about it, so they don't do it. And it doesn't take all day. It's very, very quick to make these points. So for the cleanse, by the way, as I'm doing this cleanse, I'm earning points, okay? I earn points for everything I sell. I earn points for everything that I upgrade. And so the cleanse, although one of the things I hate the most is actually earning points. You may not have known that every time you upgrade a piece, you get points. And you may not have known that every time you sell a piece, you get points for the CVC. So when I'm done cleansing, when I'm left with what I've got, I upgrade them, and I get like between 60 and 90 points per upgrade, and I'm only going to level 8. And then one of the things I do is if I don't get a double roll on a rare piece, I get rid of it. If it's a rare 5-star, I get rid of it without even thinking about it. But if it's a 6-star rare, if it doesn't get a double roll, I'm going to get rid of it. Also, even if it does get a double roll, if it gets a double roll in an area that I don't need, let's say it's like a fatal piece, and it gets a double roll in hit points. That doesn't do me any good. I don't want that piece. So the blue ones, you notice I'm grabbing all the rare ones because they're the easiest to cleanse. If I had my way, I wouldn't have any rare pieces at all. But some rare pieces, 6-star, do roll well, and so I'll take those because that's good. As long as they get a double roll in an area that I want, I'm happy with it, and I'll take the other two uh, unrolled stats, if you will, because I can always use charms to upgrade them further. And some 6-star rare pieces are better than some of the rare, excuse me, than some of the epic and legendary pieces because they just get good rolls with good substats. So so I know that cleansing is kind of boring, but it is a good way to make silver, and and in the end, there's no downside to this because you're getting silver, you're getting CVC points, and you're getting good pieces. And it doesn't take that long. Here we are. I think we're 15 minutes into this video, and I've come at the beginning of the video. I was at 18,000 points, and now I'm at, I don't even know where I'm at right now, but I'll be at 80,000 or 90,000 by the end of this video, and it's only a few minutes, right? Less than an hour, and I'll definitely be well over 100,000 points at the end. And what you need to remember, I'm not going to be able to show you everything, but what you need to remember is use every single key, use every single coin. With this new addition that they show us, you know, how many keys and coins and so forth we have at the top of the screen. That's a great tool because now you don't have to search and open everything up. You can just look right there and go to your keys. Certain keys aren't going to give you any points for CVC, you know, so you want to keep that in mind. But see, we were at 49 million silver. Now we're at 51. So we've already increased 2 million in silver. By the time this event is over, I hope to have 100 million silver again. That's where I try to keep it. Unfortunately, we've got this fusion going on, and it's got 3 artifact enhancements, and that has drained my silver. So that's kind of a rough situation there, but I'll get it back up over 100. It was easier before. I was using during the champion training events, I would only use the campaign. Now I started using because it's more efficient, so I started using brews, and that lets me finish the champion training events much quicker, but I don't gain as much silver. That's where I used to get my silver, and for the past 3 or 4 months I've been using a lot of brews to complete the champion training, because the champion training used to take forever. It was one of the hardest ones for me to finish. If you're doing just campaign to do champion training, man, it is rough. It is rough to do it that way. Particularly now, they've raised the stakes and they've raised the amount of XP that you need to complete each tier, so it makes it a lot more difficult. You see here, these 3 rare pieces all roll double speed, and that's a good stat for perception, so I'm going to keep those. This one here rolled a single. You know, it is a epic piece, so it has the opportunity to roll double in the future. So I don't cleanse those epic pieces until they reach level 12. and I don't really cleanse legendary pieces until they're level 16 because you want to give them a chance. But if a legendary piece comes up with 4 single rolls, then it's probably not a good piece. Legendary piece should have at least a double or 2 doubles or a 3 or a 4 times roll to be a really good piece. So the rares are much easier to cleanse. If you don't get, um, the rolls that you want, just get rid of them. Here we've got all of these rares. Somehow they slipped past me. I believe I just made these in the forge, and that's a 5-star rare, and I'll just throw that away no matter what. I think I'm not going to keep 5-star rares. Um, However, you are getting points for upgrading them, and sometimes you can get a good roll on a particular piece if you're looking for it. So, and this is all personal preference, what you're looking for, what you want um, for that piece. The important thing is that you understand that you're earning points for your clan in the CVC by doing what would normally be considered mundane tasks. Um, as you can see, we're only like 20 minutes into this video. I've been back from vacation for about 20 minutes, and we only have a few hours left during this CVC, and I've gone from 18,000 points to I'm not quite sure where I'm at right now, but it's a lot of points in a very short period of time. And as you can see, I'm not using resources, I'm not using energy, I'm using a little bit of silver here, but actually I'm gaining silver. My silver is going up. So I'm actually gaining. And so the only resources that I'm using are the resources in the forge that I have way too many of. Um, so this is another reason, why you do Doom Tower every day. This is another reason why you do your faction wars every day, because you get these things that you can use to create weapons, and you get these things that you can use to uh, enhance your weapons or enchant your weapons, and also you're going to make your champion stronger. You're going to make every aspect of the game better. And so, see, I'm selling the majority of this stuff, and um, again, I'll point out that if you don't get a double roll on a rare piece, trash it. It's no good. You only have an opportunity to get 2 rolls on a rare piece, and if you're not going to get a double roll on it, then it's no good. Also, I don't keep 5-star stuff. Even though I upgraded this 5-star stuff, I'm going to throw it away, and I'll get silver for it. Um, I was looking for, earning points for the CVC because you do get points for everything that you upgrade, and you do also get points for everything that you sell. So upgrading it, getting the points, increasing your silver in the meantime is all good stuff. Um, Now I'll pull the rest of this gear, cleanse it real quick. Um, we're getting ready to have our reset where we can go ahead and get a bunch more things. Some of the things you want to keep in mind are try to use all of your multi-battles before the reset, because they're going to give you new multi-battles, but they're not going to stack up. So try to use all your multi-battles if you can. Try to use all of the keys that that are not that are going to get wasted if you don't use them. Arena is an example. You don't waste your keys. Just try to keep your keys below 10 because once you get to 10, you're going to start wasting your arena keys. It takes 1 hour to make a new classic arena key. It takes, um, you know, get used to how all those keys get refreshed and so forth. And try not to waste those keys. But during CVC, use all of your keys, do all of your quests. Once you do all of your quests and once you use all of your keys, then you can look at your events. In my case, we've got this event going on for Great Hoof, and I'm doing it even though it doesn't look like a great champion. I'm doing it because just like I'm telling you, free-to-play players can get 100,000 in every CVC easily. Free-to-play players can also easily get every single fusion. All you have to do, the main thing that stops people from getting fusions is shards. So you don't pull shards ever, ever, unless it's a fusion or a 2 times. That's it. You don't pull during a 10 times unless you're some kind of a whale or something, right? You don't, or you can pull during a 10 times if if there's an event going on like this fusion right here, and it's the champion chase portion of that fusion, and there's a 10 times. Yeah, pull during that for sure. But save your shards if you want to get the fusions. You cannot get the fusions if you don't have the shards. But if you save your shards and never pull except during the fusions, that's how I started. I just never pulled except during the fusions. And now I've got so many shards stacked up that I can pull. At other times, I can be a little risky. But typically, I stick to the rule. If it's not a 2 times, I don't pull. I've pulled a couple times during a 10 times, and it's very disappointing. I don't believe I've ever got the 10 times champion ever. Okay, so now we went from 18,000 to 67,000 in 25 minutes or so. That's a 50,000 increase in less than a half an hour. And so if you did that twice, which I can easily do, that's 100,000 points in an hour. Okay, not only can you do 100,000 points during your CVC, you can do 100,000 points in 1 hour. And if that seems like an outrageous statement, I'm showing you here how easy it is. Another thing you want to do is Arena. Arena is going to get you lots and lots of points. Did you know you get 39 keys a day in Classic Arena? And you should be using every single key. Okay? So you get that 3 days in a row. Let me get my calculator out and calculate how many points are available for you in Arena. Okay? We get 80 points per battle times 39. Okay? That's 3,120 points per day times 3 days. So that's 9,360 points for Classic Arena during the CVC. That adds up, you know. And then I believe Tag Team Arena is 80 points per battle, but you get 3 battles. So that's 80 times 3. That's 240 times, let's say you just did 10 a day, times 10. That's 2,400. So approximately 7,200 for the 3 days, you know. So there's just between those two, you're talking close to 20,000 points just for arena, 37,000 points for faction wars during the CVC. There's your 50,000 right there. That's more than 50,000, and you haven't done anything. Then do 30 or 40,000 in the forge, and also build up your silver. And then like I said, we've got the Great Hoof event going on. So once I use my keys and once I use and complete all of my quests, because that's all going to get you points, then I'm going to start working on spider and dungeon divers for my event, which every time I do one run of spider, it's 400 points. And I'm going to complete dungeon divers on this event using spider, so it's going to be a lot. I think I'm going to run maybe 40 or 50 runs on spider hard, 10, and that's, every 10 runs I do is 4,000 points. So that's going to get me over my 100,000 just by doing spider. And of course, I'll get tons of accessories to sell, and I'll get all of the benefits of completing both Dungeon Divers and the Spider and get all the rewards that come in with that, So and that'll be 15 parts for Great Hoof also. So, what you want to do is stack things together and try to get um, double or triple dipping, for your points, right? So 80 points, 80 points per battle. Here's a guy you want to be careful of, Mortu Macabre. So I'm going to bring in Turvold for this one because he can one-shot this guy. You just got to be careful not to hit him at the wrong time. You know what I mean? There's a reviver here. You got to get rid of the reviver first. And I wanted to get rid of Valk. And now we're going to go for Mortu. And fortunately, we were able to kill him. And but I forgot to mention. I think the Great Hall. Only upgrade your Great Hall during CVC because it's the only time you're going to earn points for upgrading your Great Hall. And if you do your 39 battles every day, you're going to be getting your Great Hall done much quicker. And you have no idea. I'm a long way away from completing my Great Hall, but the more I get done in my Great Hall, the more I see how it helps in every aspect of the game. The Great Hall is very important. I'm probably halfway. I'm not sure. I think I'm maybe halfway um, getting my Great Hall done. But you see up there where you have 0 keys, that's what you want to have. Try to keep your 0 keys there as often as possible. Now, I took my 5 free keys because those will expire, and then I'll get it back down to 0. You want to get it back down to 0, and that'll take 10 hours for that to fill up, and you have to come back every couple of hours, and keep it down to 0. My um, rule of thumb is before I go to bed, I get my Great Hall keys, or excuse me, my Classic Arena keys down to 0, and then in the morning hit Classic Arena 1 or 2 fights. I try not to spend too much time on this game. It is a time-consuming game, but if you do it the right way, you can do everything and not spend too much time. Like I said, I've been on vacation for 4 days, barely played this thing at all. We're in the middle of a fusion. I haven't missed anything on the fusion, and not a single piece. And I've barely been on the game. I would, check it at nighttime before I went to bed on my phone because I didn't have a computer, and so it's very doable. Um, so let me think of what else I can. Oh, so you know, when you do pull champions and you get duplicates, right? You get duplicates in rares, you get duplicates in epics. Of course, you're not going to be, using too many of your legendaries for books, but your epics, a lot of the epics are just junk anyway. Um, and what I try to do is I try to upgrade every single rare, and I keep a copy of every rare. I keep a copy of every epic. Some epics I have duplicates in. Some epics are, they deserve a duplicate. I have a duplicate Ugo. I have a duplicate Skull Crown. I have some duplicate. Um, uh, I can't think of their names right now, but Cold Hearts. I have duplicate Cold Hearts, and I got a couple of other duplicate rares that are important important players. If I get another Madame, I'll definitely have a second Madame. Madame would be worth 3 copies. She is really a legendary in epic form, really. Um, so at any rate, when you get these duplicates, I save them for CVC, and then at CVC time, I convert them all to books, and it is literally worth maybe 15 or 20,000 points every CVC just in those duplicates that I use as books during the CVC, only during the CVC. And if you've got champion trainings going on during a CVC, we haven't had one during this CVC. Maybe earlier when I was gone, there was one. That is a great way to earn points, massive amount of points for champion training. And if you've been saving up, like say, barrels or feasts, that's the time. That's the time to use them. And so let's see here. This is my last key. Sorry to bore you with all these battles and everything. I'm just trying to give you tips and pointers how to make points uh, in a very short period of time for CVC. Um, an arena is another one of those things. You're just going to make a decent amount of points at zero cost to you. If you don't use those keys, you're wasting them. If you use the keys, you're helping your Great Hall, you're helping your clan, you're helping CVC. Um, Even if you can't beat every single team that comes up, you only have 39 coins a day, right? So keep waiting every 15 minutes and refresh. There's going to be an easy battle to come up for you. Choose that easy battle. You don't want to lose battles. That's not a good idea. That's a waste of a coin. So don't do that. But you know, um, see my tag arena tokens here. Those are going to get refilled. Okay, so I only have 3 hours left to use those. So we'll go ahead and we'll use those real quick. Um, and these are uh, really decent points. Now I made a mistake. I left my defense at 1 man, and I left for 4 days. I came back, and I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I've got 4 days left to get back up because I want to move forward. I've fallen down into silver 2. Um, while I was gone, I need to get back up, and so um, we'll we'll have to fight to get back up. And but that's also a good strategy. If at the very beginning you allow yourself to fall down, now I fell down to 0 points, which is not good. But if you allow yourself to fall down into the red, then when you refresh, you're going to have easier battles. Um, and if you don't want to deal with faction or excuse me tag arena for the first 3 or 4 days, then that's a good way. Drop down into the 800 mark or somewhere like that where it's easy to get back up into the yellow or the green, and um, and you'll that's a good strategy. It's easier to do it that way than it is sometimes to just fight, these million point teams that keep popping up. So with all the new things that are coming for this game, I keep testing, to see if you're getting points for any of those things. We took a little break. There's been the reset now, and every time it resets, that's another opportunity to get a whole bunch of points. Okay, so here I'll show you. I haven't done any books or anything yet, but here I'll show you how you do the rarity thing. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 uh, epics, and that's 11,000 points. Okay, because each epic is worth 1,000 points on a book, right? So that's 11,000 points that I've got right there. It'll take me time. I'm not going to bore you with me going through each one. I'll just show you a couple of them. I've got a light sworn there, and I've got this second copy of Ugo that I'm making. I just got her masteries done, and she's unbooked, so we'll get her started on her books because she needs books. Ugo is another very, very good one. I don't use her as much anymore, but I will make a second copy of her, and it does help sometimes in secret rooms. I've used her, and I've used her in faction wars and things like that. So, look, my computer was crashing here or something. Um, there's a light sworn in here. Oh, you know, and then I save books just for this. This is my second copy of Skull Crown, and I do want to get her booked as well. So we'll go ahead and use some books real quick. And if you do save up your books, I say I never use my books ever except for during CVC. It's the only time you should use books. There's no reason that you can't hold off and use books only during a CVC. It's just not a good idea. Um, certain things that I want her to be booked on, certain things that aren't that important, but she is a damage dealer, so we'll maybe just book her all the way out. Just 2 more books. I'm making a third copy of her as well because she's just one of those she's just one of those champions that if you build them right, um, they are really amazing. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, guys. We'll do Light Sworn here real quick, and as you look around, like the general rule of thumb, so that you don't have to remember everything about this video. Use every key, use every coin, complete every quest, and then do your events. Do the events that are important for whatever fusion you're doing or whatever. And then don't do every single event, okay? You can't do every single event. Look at the event. Is it important? Is it going to give a good payout? Is it going to give, books or shards? Uh, is it part of a fusion? Typically for me, if it's not part of a fusion, I'm not doing it unless there's some great gift in there, and like a skin or something like that. I'm not doing it unless it's a special event. Um, but that'll do it for this video. And there's many other ways to get points, but that I did mention and touch on. So you can see I went from 18 to 89,000 points in a very short period of time. You guys got this. You can do it. Good luck.